Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle HT 284 BHOK bunkhouse travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around this beautiful unit and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite and a few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, you're going to want to leave plenty of room for that slide to come in and out. You want to leave plenty of room for that awning to come in and out. And over here on your off camp side, besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug in back here, right behind your tires, on your off camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. And then your power docking or water docking station is going to be up front here. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. Unit comes with this power swap power tongue jack. It's extended all the way up. Retract it back down or extend. Should you lose power, there's a manual override right here for a hand. That hand crank will get this up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. Once we've got our unit level, we're going to go ahead and stabilize it. Show you down underneath here, your unit comes with power stabilizing jacks. There's a manual override hand crank that will fit that piece right there to get these up and down. But we're going to get them down by power, and that's going to be on your control panel indoors. Coming up beside your unit, immediately to our right is going to be our control panel or J command. Now you can download the BM Pro app and do all of this from your phone. Try to quickly show you how this works here. Show some lights behind me and make it a little darker. A little less reflection here. Alright, so on our control panel here, you're going to see motors, temperatures, settings, and tanks. And water. Starting at motors. Here, over to the right, I can run in and out my awning, stabilizing jacks, and slides. I'm going to go to front stabilizing jacks. I'm going to hit extend. As I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop. Put them down on the ground. Have someone watch these while you're extending them. I'm going to try to listen to tell. Remember, you're only going to want to stabilize the unit. Our unit's already level. So once it feels like it's starting to lift our unit, that's when we're going to want to stop. Let's go out and take a look at those. And they are down. Repeat the process with the rear ones. From over to the left we select, go down to rear stabilizer jacks, hit extend, and in just a matter of seconds here, you'll feel that they're down. Again, we're just stabilizing the unit. You don't want to lift it at all. That should be pretty close. Easier if someone's out here watching them for us. But yeah, get some pads down, run those down, get your unit stable. Once your unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, big long 50 amp cord. Plugs in back here on the rear side. At the end of that 50 amp, should you need, in your convenience pack is a dog bone to bring you from 50 down to 30. And if you ever need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Get your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. And our docking station, they made it real easy. You only got 2 knobs to have to turn. At campsites, we are going to hook up to city water. We're going to set it just like that. Green to the left, blue to the right. Green to the left, blue to the right. Grab your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. It's going to protect the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use this. Come over here to where it says city water connection. Open that up. Hook up your hose. But don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Your hot water heater is going to be over here on your off camp side, right next to your power. And all we're going to do at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back in. May have left it out last time you were camping. Get in there, throw some plumber's tape around that. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After your hose has been on for a little bit, go inside and deploy your slide. What I need to do is get inside and open up all your water taps. Get a nice steady flow of water going through all of them, all the air out of the lines. Once water flowing through them all, shut them off, and then you'll know that your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping, and we're not going to go to a campsite, we're going to go dry camping or boondocking. In that case, we have a 2-step process. We're going to start by filling our tank, and then we'll switch to dry camp. Start with tank fill. Green to the left, blue down. Hook up your hose over here in the city water connection. Treat your hot water heater the same way, make sure it's plugged. Go ahead and turn that hose on. Now you're going to go inside, you're going to look on your panel under the water section, and you're going to watch for this fresh water tank to fill. Once that's full, remove that hose, come out here, switch from tank fill to dry camp. Green down, blue to the right. Now whenever we want to utilize that water, we'll turn on the water pump. You can turn it on here, or you can turn it on indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when you're hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we've got power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, starting here in the docking station. You have a light up here. You're prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right there, and it'll trickle charge your batteries. Hot cold shower. There's your hot water bypass. There's your tank flush. That'll wash out your black tank. We'll talk about that when dumping those. Water pump. Buttons to move for your different settings. Cable and satellite hookups. City water and freshwater fill. Sanitize and winterize. Black and gray holding tanks. Convenient little area to run your hose down through. Underneath here you have a couple of low point drain right there. Continuing down your off camp side.
Are you done with this one?
And behind you, you've got your hot water heater again and your power. You have a separate entryway or storage area for your bunk area. Make sure you keep that locked. You also prep for a backup camera. You always got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Come around the corner before I talk about your outdoor kitchen. Underneath here, you've got your low point drains right there. Again, your power stabilizing jacks. Outdoor kitchen is prepped for TV. Cable 110, 12 volt, 110 with GFCI reset, couple of USBs, and lighting. Your J port, show you that, it's in the front storage, just a big metal arm that's going to slide in here. And then underneath here will be your quick connect LP for that. Have your light for your stairs, a couple outdoor speakers. This is access to the back of your fridge. A vent for your microwave. Underneath here will be a big white handle for your low point drain for your fresh water tank. This is a flue for your furnace. Two things: make sure it's never blocked, and two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. You got a 110 here, a couple of 110s. Pitch control on your awning. It's raining, you want the rainwater to come this way, pull down on that. They'll tilt your awning. You can do that from either end. Don't worry about getting it exact. It will straighten itself out when it comes back down. Manual hand crank for your spare tire underneath there. Your big pass-through storage. There's your J-port bar I was telling you about with your quick connect LP on there. There's your hand crank for your manual override for your slide. And your battery disconnect. This will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come in important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. Speaking of propane, it does come with a cover and a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Green means you've got gas. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's take a look on the inside. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Again, to our right, the control panel. Slide that back up, I touched on the upper left. I'm going to select this awning. I'm going to show you when I hit extend. You only want to run these awnings out till that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see that brown bar. These will continue to run themselves out past that point and start to run themselves up backwards if you're not paying attention. So keep an eye on it while you're running it out. Again, under our motors, we have our awning, stabilizing jacks, and our slide. Bring that awning the rest of the way back in. I'll continue through this. Alright, my awning's in. Go ahead and close my door. Next section, heat mode. Change our mode to AC. Room temperature has to be lower than room. There we go. Move that down. That should crank our AC on. There you go. You hear that? Now you'll notice as I change this to off, your AC shuts off quickly. Now I make this a heat furnace and crank that up. Go back up to our temperature, set that above the room temperature, and you should crank our furnace on. Now you'll notice when I shut your furnace off, there it goes. When I shut your furnace off, it is actually going to take a few minutes for the furnace to cycle through and shut off. Alright, you compare your device here. There's a J Command app. And here's where you can see your tanks. There's your fresh water that you can watch when filling up potable water. Black and gray tanks. Here you can turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater if hooked up to electric, and your water heater if hooked up to gas. It does make a difference. And then we're back to motors. Last thing on this is down at the bottom. Number 1 will be interior lighting. Number 2 will be exterior lighting. Number 3 will be both. Another spot to turn on your water pump. And then another spot to go directly to your AC or heat. Right below that J Command is a bunch of lighting. Come around to your entertainment center. You do have these snaps for travel. Quickly show you your TV. Insignia TV, you will have to run a channel scan wherever you're at to pick up your local channels. Below that, sound system. You can run your TV sound through this, AM, FM, Bluetooth. There's our radio. Crank that up. Not probably going to pick up much inside this metal building. I'll run a digital 10. Here we go.
Right now,
indoors or just outdoors. So you can hear it out there.
$36 or both. The current bid's $175.
Modes, radio, auxiliary, TV sound, DVD, Bluetooth, and radio.
On through April 20.
HDMI and USB hookups there. Fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, put this up on high, leave your gas off, and let this get it toasty in here. It'll warm it up in no time. Furrion fridge. Controls for all that are inside. Below your fridge is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s, couple 25s, couple 30s. I recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. You have a self-explanatory microwave. Cooktop does have a light and a fan. Glass top. Fold it back for a backsplash. Turn on your panel light. Turn this to light. Hit your spark. And then there's your flame. The gas is turned on. That'll come on. Same thing on your oven. Over here, just set it to light. Light it here, and then set it to the desired temperature. No need for a pilot light anymore. Rock that panel light down, becomes an oven light. Continue here in the kitchen, a lot of individual lighting. Sink drainer, living room, your dinette area. This table will lift up off these bars. Set your table down on these lips here. Put your back cushions on top of that. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Lighting for that. Your other remotes, you also have a remote for that fireplace and your sound system. Keep them in the remote holder. Your recliners, parachute pull they call them. Reach in here, pull your parachute, and up comes your legs. Over here on the wall, down here, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping or boondocking somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use your battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down if you're going to be gone all day. This is a temperature reader. You see a few of those throughout the unit. Helps the thermostat to work better. Back in our bathroom, lighting right around the corner here. I think I've also turned on the fan. 110 with GFCI reset. Got a little plumbing to maintain. Access to your water lines. Almost all of our PEX now. Just keep an eye on them. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. Shower. You want to get inside and make sure that this is snapped open for travel. Bunk area, you have storage that can lock up. 110s, individual lighting, USBs. Heading back to our bedroom. Not much to talk about back here other than emergency escape window. Grab this and yank. Now pull that screen out, push this out, and you can get out that way. Prep for a TV back here. There's your backer, 110 cable up here. Another temperature reader, closet, and storage under your bed. That about covers everything in here. You just control your lighting up here. Let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. Start my bedroom, shut my lights off. Make sure my bathroom lights are off, which I did. Now come to my main control panel. So I need to go over some more things on this with you. So we come back here, touch number 1. Let's just shut off all the lighting that is not accent lighting. Now I know I can control all my lighting from my number 1 on my control panel. To look outside, make sure exterior lighting's off. And say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Your TV is up in secure position. If you got these snapped on there, nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. We're going to go up here to motors. Let's select down to slide one, and we're going to hit retract. Now you will notice the bottom of the slides always come in first, mainly because that's where the motor is. I wanted you to hear that noise. That is nothing wrong with your slide. That is the slide mechanism saying, I'm all the way in. You don't have to bring me in any further. All right, we got our slide in. We're going to go ahead, and while we're in here, retract all of our stabilizing jacks. All right, we got them up. Shut our lights off. Exit the unit. Again, whether opening or closing this door, make sure it's all the way open, otherwise this could catch coming in. You also have adjustable feet. You just press this in here, and that'll adjust these. At this point, we're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable. We're going to hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. We're gonna hook up way back here underneath your power on the far back corner on your campsite. Take our hose, hook it up, 10-foot hose, so park accordingly. Come back up here and pull this black handle. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go ahead and check inside, make sure it's empty. Once it is empty, leave this black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, hook that up here and let that run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all the nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, close that. Make sure that all that washout that you just put in there washes out, drains. Once that's done, close your black handle, pull your gray handle. There needs to be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. One at a time, make sure they're empty. Once you get to your last one, once that's done draining, take that sewage hose, unhook it, and store it in a nice, convenient, sanitary place. In the meantime, get up underneath here, dump that low point drain. If you're out boondocking, you'll come over here to your campsite, get up underneath there and pull that white handle. That's going to dump your freshwater drain. That whole tank. Lastly, come back to this back corner by your outdoor kitchen and open up those low point drains. Once some are done, we're going to come to our hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. It's going to dump a bunch of hot water out of there, so be careful. When that's done, push that back down, and then you can pull your drain plug. Make sure you return your door back on here. And head on home. Again, thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.